Chosen one, have you ever entered a room and felt the atmosphere suddenly change? Have you noticed people becoming unusually quiet when you arrive? Have you wondered why certain individuals seem uncomfortable around you, even though you have never harmed them, competed with them, or given them a reason to dislike you? What if Archangel Michael revealed that the answer has nothing to do with your appearance, your job, or your personality? What if the discomfort people feel around you is connected to something much deeper, something spiritual? Today, Michael is exposing a truth that many chosen ones spend years trying to understand. Before this message ends, you will discover why some people watch you in silence, why others secretly compare themselves to you, and why certain individuals seem unable to relax in your presence. Most importantly, you will learn what heaven is preparing for you right now and why the resistance around you may actually be a sign that you are moving closer to your divine assignment. Stay until the end because the final revelation may completely change the way you see the people around you. Chosen one, Archangel Michael wants you to understand something important. Many people around you are reacting to something they cannot explain. They feel it, they notice it, but they cannot put it into words. There is a difference between being noticed and being recognized spiritually. Many people spend their lives trying to attract attention, yet somehow attention follows you naturally. You may not be the loudest person in the room. You may not be the most outgoing. You may not even seek recognition, yet people still notice you. Why? Because spiritual presence speaks before words are spoken. Michael says that every person carries an energy shaped by their thoughts, beliefs, experiences, and connection to God. Most people walk through life carrying ordinary energy, but chosen ones carry something different. They carry purpose. Purpose creates a presence, and presence creates impact. You have probably experienced situations where people formed opinions about you before even having a conversation with you. Some liked you instantly. Others seemed uncomfortable immediately. Neither reaction was random. People often sense something before they understand it. Your presence acts like a mirror. It reflects hidden emotions back to those around you. Confident people feel inspired by your energy. Insecure people feel challenged by it. People who are growing feel motivated. People who are stagnant feel exposed. The same light that guides one person can reveal another person's darkness. That is why your presence creates different reactions. Michael wants you to stop assuming that every negative reaction is your fault. Not everyone is uncomfortable because of something you did. Sometimes people are uncomfortable because of what they see inside themselves when they stand near you. Your peace reminds them of their chaos. Your discipline reminds them of their excuses. Your faith reminds them of their doubt. Your courage reminds them of opportunities they never pursued. And instead of facing those truths, some people choose resentment. This is why certain individuals seem tense around you. It is not because you are attacking them. Your existence simply highlights things they would rather ignore. The truth is that your presence reveals more than your words ever could. And this is only the beginning of what Michael wants you to understand. In the next part, Michael reveals the hidden reason why some people watch you constantly without ever telling you what they truly think. Chosen one, Archangel Michael says there is a reason certain people seem unusually focused on you. You may have noticed it before. The lingering stare, the constant observation, the feeling that someone is paying attention to your every move. At first, you may have dismissed it. You may have thought you were imagining things. But Michael wants you to understand that people often watch what they do not understand. And they especially watch what they secretly admire, fear, or envy. Many individuals around you are trying to solve a mystery. That mystery is you. They cannot understand why you remain calm during situations that overwhelm everyone else. They cannot understand why you keep moving forward after disappointments. They cannot understand why setbacks do not seem to break your spirit. From the outside, they see strength. What they do not see are the battles that built it. They see confidence. What they do not see are the moments when you had to choose faith over fear. They see wisdom. What they do not see are the painful lessons that taught it. Michael says this is one of the greatest misunderstandings people have about chosen ones. They see the fruit, but they never see the roots. They see the victory, but they never see the preparation. And because they only see the result, they begin comparing themselves to you. Comparison is dangerous. The moment people start measuring their lives against yours, discomfort begins to grow. Instead of focusing on their own journey, they become distracted by yours. Instead of building their own future, they become obsessed with understanding yours. This is why some people pay close attention to everything you do. They notice your habits. They notice your routines. They notice your reactions. They notice your successes. Sometimes they even notice things about you that you barely notice yourself. But Michael says their observation is not always admiration. Often it is confusion. They are trying to understand how someone can carry so much inner stability in a world filled with uncertainty. They wonder why pressure does not affect you the same way it affects them. They wonder why criticism does not stop you. They wonder why obstacles do not discourage you. What they fail to realize is that your strength was not created overnight. It was developed through seasons they never witnessed. Every challenge you overcame added another layer of wisdom. Every disappointment taught you resilience. Every setback strengthened your spirit. Every difficult season prepared you for greater responsibility. Michael wants you to remember something. People are often fascinated by qualities they have not yet developed within themselves. When they see consistency, they realize how inconsistent they have been. When they see courage, they become aware of their fears. When they see discipline, they become conscious of their excuses. And when they see someone walking with purpose, they begin questioning their own direction. This is why your presence creates internal conflict for certain people. Without speaking a word, you remind them of possibilities they have ignored. Without trying to teach them anything, you become a lesson. Without seeking attention, you become impossible to overlook. And that makes some individuals uncomfortable. Michael says there is another reason people watch you. Deep inside, many of them sense that your story is not finished. They feel that something bigger is ahead for you. Even if they cannot explain it logically, they recognize potential. Potential has a unique effect on people. Some will celebrate it. Others will fear it. Some will support it. Others will secretly hope it never fully develops. Because they know that once you step fully into your purpose, your influence will become impossible to ignore. Chosen one, this is why you must be careful about seeking approval from everyone around you. Not everyone who watches you wants the best for you. Not everyone who compliments you understands you. Not everyone who smiles at you supports you. Michael is not telling you this to make you suspicious. He is telling you this so you can be wise. There is a difference between being kind and being naive. There is a difference between showing love and ignoring warning signs. The more your purpose grows, the more important discernment becomes. Pay attention to patterns. Pay attention to actions. Pay attention to consistency. Words can be manipulated. Appearances can be deceiving. But repeated behavior always reveals the truth. Michael says that heaven often shows you who people are long before they reveal themselves openly. You may notice small signs, a strange reaction to your success, a lack of enthusiasm when something good happens for you, a subtle attempt to discourage your goals, an unusual interest in your setbacks. These signs are not always obvious, but they matter, because the people who are uncomfortable with your growth today may become obstacles tomorrow. And this leads directly to the next revelation Michael wants to share. Because not everyone who feels uncomfortable around you is simply observing. Some are quietly resisting the path God has prepared for you. And in the next part, Michael reveals how hidden resistance operates and why it often appears when your breakthrough is closer than ever. Chosen one, Archangel Michael says there is a reason resistance often increases right before a major breakthrough. Most people think opposition appears because they are moving in the wrong direction. But many times the opposite is true. Resistance appears because you are moving in the right direction. Think about it. If you were not growing, why would anyone pay attention? If you were not progressing, why would certain people feel threatened? If your future held nothing significant, why would there be so much pressure trying to slow you down? Michael says many chosen ones misinterpret what is happening around them. They assume every challenge is a sign to stop. They assume every obstacle is a sign to quit. They assume every delay means failure. But heaven often sees things differently. Sometimes resistance is confirmation. Sometimes opposition is evidence. Sometimes the very battle you are facing is proof that your next season is closer than you realize. Look carefully at your life. Have you noticed that whenever you decide to improve yourself, new difficulties suddenly appear? The moment you commit to growth, distractions arrive. The moment you gain clarity, confusion tries to enter. The moment you start believing in yourself, criticism seems to increase. This pattern is not accidental. Growth always attracts resistance. Michael says that people who are uncomfortable with your presence often become even more uncomfortable when they see your progress. Many people can tolerate your potential. What they cannot tolerate is your transformation. Potential feels distant. Transformation feels real. Potential can be ignored. Transformation cannot. As long as you were doubting yourself, some people felt comfortable. As long as you were playing small, they felt secure. As long as you were questioning your abilities, they felt no reason to worry. But something changed. You started growing. You started healing. You started becoming more confident. You started trusting God more deeply. And the moment that happened, the atmosphere around you began to shift. Michael says this is why some relationships change unexpectedly. People who once seemed supportive become distant. People who once encouraged you become strangely silent. People who once celebrated your victories suddenly appear uncomfortable with your success. The truth is simple. Not everyone is prepared for the version of you that God is creating. Some people only felt comfortable with the old version of you. The version that doubted itself. The version that stayed quiet. The version that asked for permission. The version that was easier to control. But heaven is calling you higher, and growth often reveals who truly supports your journey. Michael wants you to understand something important. Hidden resistance rarely arrives in obvious ways. It usually comes disguised. It may appear as discouragement. Someone constantly telling you why your goals are unrealistic. Someone always finding reasons why your ideas will fail. Someone reminding you of your past mistakes whenever you talk about your future. It may appear as distraction. Suddenly your focus is pulled in 10 different directions. Important priorities become harder to maintain. Energy is wasted on things that do not matter. It may appear as doubt. Questions begin filling your mind. What if I am not good enough? What if I fail? What if I am making a mistake? What if I never succeed? Michael says one of the greatest battles chosen ones face is not external opposition. It is internal uncertainty. The enemy knows that if he can convince you to doubt yourself, he does not need to stop you. You will stop yourself. That is why protecting your mindset is so important. Every great assignment requires belief. Every breakthrough requires faith. Every transformation requires the courage to continue even when the outcome is not yet visible. Chosen one, listen carefully. The people who are uncomfortable around you do not have the power to stop your destiny. They only have the power to distract you from it. And distraction becomes dangerous when you give it too much attention. Michael says some of you have spent too much time trying to understand why certain people behave the way they do. You have analyzed their actions. You have replayed conversations. You have searched for explanations. But what if your energy was meant for something greater? What if the time spent worrying about their opinions could be invested in your purpose? What if the attention you give to resistance is the very attention your future needs? The truth is that your destiny does not require everyone's approval. Your calling does not depend on public support. Your purpose does not need unanimous agreement. The people who misunderstand you today may be the same people who celebrate you tomorrow. But whether they understand you or not, your assignment remains the same. Keep moving forward. Keep growing. Keep trusting. Keep building. Because Michael says something significant is happening behind the scenes. The resistance you are experiencing is not the final chapter. It is only a sign that movement is taking place. Doors are opening that you cannot yet see. Connections are forming that you have not yet met. Opportunities are developing beyond your current awareness. And while others are focused on what you are doing today, heaven is preparing what comes next. In the next part, Michael reveals how divine protection works during seasons of jealousy, resistance, and hidden opposition, and why many battles are being handled for you without your knowledge. Chosen One, Archangel Michael wants you to hear this clearly. Not every battle requires your involvement. Not every attack deserves your attention. And not every enemy needs a response. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they must personally fight every challenge that comes against them. They feel the need to defend themselves constantly. They feel the need to explain their intentions. They feel the need to prove their worth. But Michael says there are battles heaven never intended you to fight. There are situations where your assignment is not to react. Your assignment is to trust. Many chosen ones become exhausted because they are spending energy on conflicts that God has already taken responsibility for. They are trying to defend a reputation that heaven is already protecting. They are trying to force doors open that God is preparing to unlock naturally. They are trying to convince people who were never meant to understand them. Michael says there is a powerful truth you must remember. People can talk about you, but they cannot rewrite your destiny. People can misunderstand you, but they cannot cancel your purpose. People can criticize you, but they cannot remove what God has placed upon your life. Too often, chosen ones become distracted by human opinions. They become discouraged by temporary setbacks. They become frustrated by unfair treatment. Yet while they focus on what is happening in front of them, heaven is working behind the scenes. Michael wants you to think about the moments you survived that should have broken you. Think about the opportunities that appeared unexpectedly. Think about the situations that somehow worked out despite impossible odds. Think about the times you received help exactly when you needed it. Those moments were not accidents. Those moments were evidence. Evidence that you were being guided even when you could not see the guidance. Evidence that protection was operating even when you were unaware of it. Evidence that heaven was arranging circumstances on your behalf. Many times, protection does not look dramatic. It looks ordinary, a delayed opportunity that later reveals itself to be a blessing. A rejected application that prevents a bigger mistake. A relationship that ends before causing greater damage. A closed door that redirects you towards something better. At the time, these situations often feel disappointing, but later they reveal their purpose. Michael says some of the things you called setbacks were actually safeguards. Some of the delays you complained about were actually protection. Some of the disappointments you struggled to understand were actually acts of mercy. Because heaven could see what you could not. And heaven was protecting you from outcomes you were never meant to experience. Chosen One, there is another reason people become uncomfortable around you. Deep inside, they recognize that you keep rising. No matter what happens, you keep moving forward. No matter how many obstacles appear, you keep rebuilding. No matter how many times life tests you, you refuse to stay down. This resilience creates frustration for those who expected you to fail. They thought criticism would stop you. Didn't. They thought rejection would weaken you. Didn't. They thought delays would discourage you. They didn't. Every challenge became another lesson. Every obstacle became another source of wisdom. Every setback became another step in your development. Michael says this is what makes chosen ones difficult to defeat. They learn from everything. Pain teaches them. Failure teaches them. Success teaches them. Even disappointment teaches them. Nothing is wasted. Everything becomes part of their growth. And because of this, they become stronger with time. The people who are uncomfortable around you often expected the opposite. They expected pressure to break you. Instead, pressure refined you. They expected challenges to stop you. Instead, challenges prepared you. They expected resistance to weaken your confidence. Instead, resistance strengthened your faith. This is why some individuals cannot understand your journey. They keep waiting for you to become discouraged. But every season seems to make you stronger. Michael wants you to stop measuring your progress only by visible results. Not every victory can be seen immediately. Sometimes the greatest victories happen internally. A stronger mindset, a deeper faith, greater wisdom, more self-control, more clarity, more courage. These victories may not attract attention from the world, but they are the foundation of every future breakthrough. Before heaven elevates someone externally, it often strengthens them internally. Because success without preparation becomes a burden. Influence without wisdom becomes dangerous. Opportunity without maturity becomes overwhelming. Michael says the preparation happening within you is not random. It is intentional. Every lesson has a purpose. Every challenge has a purpose. Every season has a purpose. And right now, something significant is approaching. The resistance around you is beginning to reveal its true meaning. The discomfort others feel is beginning to make sense. Because heaven is preparing a shift that many people around you never expected. Remember this, chosen one. People may question you, but they cannot stop what God has already set in motion. People may misunderstand you, but they cannot rewrite the purpose heaven placed upon your life. People may speak against you, but their words will never be stronger than God's promises. Archangel Michael wants you to stop measuring your worth through the opinions of others. You were not created to be understood by everyone. You were created to fulfill an assignment. And assignments from God do not require human approval. The very people who are uncomfortable with your presence today may one day witness the reason God placed you where you are. Not because you proved them wrong, but because God revealed what He was building in you all along. So continue moving forward. Continue trusting. Continue growing. Continue becoming the person heaven called you to be. Do not dim your light. Do not shrink your vision. Do not lower your standards to make others feel comfortable. The light within you was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to guide. It was meant to inspire. It was meant to reveal what is possible when someone walks in alignment with God's purpose. And whenever you feel discouraged, remember this final message from Archangel Michael. The discomfort others feel around you is not your burden to carry. Your responsibility is not to make everyone comfortable. Your responsibility is to remain faithful to the path God has placed before you. Because the same presence that makes the wrong people uncomfortable will attract the right opportunities, the right connections, and the right blessings at the appointed time. A new season is approaching. A season of greater clarity. A season of greater confidence. A season where many of the answers you have been seeking begin to reveal themselves. Trust the process. Trust God's timing. And trust the purpose that has been placed upon your life. If this message resonated with your spirit, type, "I walk in God's purpose," in the comments below. May God's peace strengthen your heart. May His wisdom guide your decisions. And may His protection surround you wherever you go. And always remember, chosen one, you were never meant to blend into the crowd. You were meant to shine. Until next time, stay strong, stay faithful, and keep walking in the light.